sign is on to cross 6th Street. Walk sign is on to cross 6th.
You don't know, don't worry.
Sometimes I wanna feel the pain. You say you're done, but you're already late. In the middle of the day.
Morning.
Sometimes I wanna feel the pain.
I can't sleep.
You say you're done,
Or rather, I woke up early.
but they say I'm safe. You're on.
And there's nobody down here.
If I die in your arms, and be a smile on my face.
2 million people in this town. I can't find a dozen downtown right now.
And be a smile on my face.
So if you want to talk, if you have any questions, now's the time. Pretty much. I've been having restless, my mind has kept me awake, contemplating weird shit all night, so. Like, I can't tell you the type of I can't explain enough the type of random deep shit that wake me up at 3 a.m. and I start my day. Right now I'm trying to come up with some unifying theory that ties in Orson Scott Card's ideas about the phyllodes for phyllotic nerves that connect all living things for Ansible communication within his books to some type of Orwellian idea of actually it wasn't Orwell, Kurt Vonnegut, sorry. What the hell was it? Cat's Cradle? Yeah. That had about the theory about Ice 9 and how there's a cuirass and a durass and how there's, these, much like an electron in a covalent bond, how a person can travel between different social circles and find their soulmate or would-be soulmate, and how they're all connected, and tying that into Donnie Darko. Like, it's some weird, it is. It's like a weird unifying theory. This is the type of shit that keeps me up at night. Contemplating weird shit about the universe. It really is. It's not rambling. It all connects, but there's a pattern there somewhere. But you can. What's interesting the most is to see how authors may have had the same influence. Like, you can read books and clearly see who read H.P. Lovecraft. Anything Necronomicon, Cthulhu, anything like that. Some of my favorites. Is it live during spring break? We're supposed to be there coming March 13th to 16th. You know what? I can't tell you. I mean, it's March Madness. It's going to be crazy down here, that's for sure. Good morning, everybody. Let me untwist. Here we go. There we go. Sorry, twisting some shit. Yeah, just for a peaceful walk this morning. If you have any questions, if you want to know some, God, what was her name? Drea Baby? Is that who it was? The woman with the autistic son? I actually want to continue that conversation at some point. I wanted to expand on some of the things I touched on, just generally speaking, how to communicate better with people who have autism, just from our perspective. Place to go for good, that in Vegas. Actually, just as far as overall deals in that, I go to Thrive, which is the Southern Highlands location on Vegas Boulevard and Cactus. Like Southside, it's about a mile west of Vegas Boulevard on Cactus. They're very knowledgeable, very cool. They have an excellent selection. If not there, there's one Deep Roots Harvest on Cheyenne and Jones, and Hardin on Desiden. But the Hardin on Desiden, there are women there who wear shortcut lab coats. So I'm just saying there's a bonus if you're going to go there. The eye candy is stellar. Planet 13, no. The Grove Fair. Something else, then I would say Hardin. If you want one, but you're going to pay a little extra at Hardin. Thrive and Deep Roots Harvest are going to have better deals for locals and shit. Current temperature, 60. I just checked it out before going on. It was 60 downtown here. Which is why there aren't many. What time do they start playing music? Probably, like, I think 11 or 12. Like, it's not till the afternoon, typically. Any deals for non-locals? Yeah, then I would go to, that's why I would go to Thrive or look up Deep Roots Harvest. You can look up their different online deals. A lot of them have 30% off or 40% off some of their, not older stock, but some of it, if it is, you know, approaching it, they'll often do 40% off. Fremont. Yeah, I'm here. If you want to DM me, look, anybody who wants to know that information in specific places, I can't talk about it much without getting banned on, but I'm more than happy to give you details and direction, just like whatever you're looking for. The more details you give, the more details you'll receive. Pretty much. It's like being a mall walker. This is my mall. You know, I grew up in Iowa. I grew up in Iowa City. There was Sycamore Mall and Old Capitol Mall downtown. I used to hang out in the arcades there all the time. You'd see mall walkers. Well, now my mall is about 4 blocks wide. Oh, Halloween sweet. It'll be a good time. We've got the world's biggest Keno here coming up. They're doing more, this is how they do diagnostics. West of Toronto, nice. I've only been to Victoria and Vancouver. I want to thank you for Letterkenny and Jim Carrey. Yeah. Huge. How are you now? Good. You? Not so bad. Yeah. And Shorzy, thank you. I can go back as far as Last Corner Gas and even SCTV if you want to go way back. You know, back before Schitt's Creek, you know, watching him on SCTV, I'm glad to see Eugene Levy finally fucking get some credit for all of his, you know, it helped through his son, but that probably makes it even more special for him. John Candy, fuck yeah. Yeah, the movies like The Great Outdoors were some of the best comedy of all time to this day. Because they weren't relying on CGI. They weren't relying on visual effects. A lot of it was improv. They just knew, like, they worked so, and Belushi, how many, God. We'll never get back to that comedy. Not anytime soon. A couple of the next generations have to die and I'll be 80 before, but maybe someday. Maybe we'll be able to preserve our consciousness by then. Actually, if you're... Oh, very cool. What's up with the ceiling? Which one? They're doing diagnostics. He's fixing it right there. On, what is this? E16. So right there, he's fixing E16. That's very cool. Yeah, I can't remember, is Mick Foley a Canadian or is he American? I kept thinking Mick Foley had kind of an odd, the wrestler. I was getting ready to watch that documentary too. And he's got a documentary called I Am Santa Claus. Planet 13. There's Planet 13 and Area 15. Planet 13 is expensive as fuck. Not worth it. But Area 15 is really cool to see, like Omega Mart and Meow Wolf. I mean, yeah, it's a little pricey, but it is cool. I mean, it's worth a stop. It's worth going through. Have I heard of Stampede Wrestling? I feel like it has something to do south of the border. Does it involve bulls? Are you going to the Sphere? Not anytime soon. I wanted to see Wizard of Oz really bad, but I don't. It seems to be not all what's, you know, it's like a big IMAX. I'm not that impressed. Wrestling in Calgary? Okay. So why is it called Stampede Wrestling? Is it really, like, would it be in the middle of a bull ring? That's how I thought it would be, like a Spanish wrestling. I totally see it happening. You just have ropes and you have bulls that are right around inside and fucking ram into somebody. To Rodeo City? Well, okay, that still doesn't disprove my theory. I mean, you could do... Okay, maybe they should have this then. Maybe this is a new idea. You call it Stampede Wrestling. You get some of the rodeo clowns and maybe some little people out there, and then have some of the luchadors, you know, out there, and a matador or two, and fucking game on. Just have it in like a free-for-all. The Sphere has so many other things to do inside. I was there with my friend, trust me. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to go there. I mean, I don't... To be in a confined space with more, I mean, how many... What is... It depends on what you're looking for. I'm not looking for any type of only visual entertainment like that. It has to be more interactive and engaging. You know, like a BDSM fest. Something like that. Yeah, that's something you don't see anymore. I'll tell you what, here's a story. Back when I first got into the lifestyle, I was 18 years old. In Iowa City, there was a traveling troupe they called the Rack, which is a BDSM group that was traveling to many of the local places in the Midwest. And they set up in a bar and would do demonstrations with pro-doms and everything. But they also did musical acts with grinders and welders and chainsaws, and they hung from hooks in ceilings through their shoulder blades on bungee cords. Yeah, that's how my teenage years were. How was yours? In fact, there's no after hours close to it. No, because it's Tuesday morning. They go based on business volume. It's a different story on Friday and Saturday. Nobody's open right now. I'm just down here because it just helps me think. Why? Because there's really no distractions except those that I make. Here, you want to go through the flavors? You've got pink lemonade, cherry, creamsicle, pina colada, mango, purple passion, lemon head, adios motherfucker, blueberry lemonade, pina colada, watermelon, coral crush, grape, sour apple, golden margarita, sour melon, mudslide, strawberry, fruit punch, blueberry lemonade, and strawberry purple pineapple margarita. Come and taste the rainbow. Morning.
change your mind. I wanna make you mine. I wanna figure it out. Take it now. I wanna show you how. I wanna know what it means, what you're all about. Take your time. I wanna change your mind. I wanna make you.
You always stay at Plaza? It's very nice. Actually, here. One of the coolest, photogenic opportunities here. If you look at this building side just right, you get the whole picture. Here. I'll show you since nobody's here really down here for much traffic this morning. If you get right out here on the center is like the best spot to take a picture. But you have to be down here early in the morning to not get the fucking hit. Like right here, see? Then it becomes seamless. Cool, huh? Now let me get the fuck out of the street. Yeah, it's a cool visual effect. But see how you can't get, if you just go on the other side only 20, 30 feet, you don't get that view. You have to get out on the street there a little bit to not get blocked by that bridge, but you can get that shot there with all the color. It's another shot. It's a cool shot of Plaza. No one's gonna bust you for walking out there like that. Just don't get hit by a car. There's no law against it. Tell them, sorry, I'm drunk and stupid, clearly I didn't mean, and just walk the fuck across. What are they gonna do? Just think it through. Inductive reasoning is one of my skills. Why are you up? Because I already slept my about 5 hours of the night. I went to bed at like 9 p.m. Woke up at 2. Here I am. I played GTA online for an hour at home. Like, fuck it. Sun's coming up, let me go downtown. By the way, sun doesn't come up until 6:45 a.m. now. Like, we're pushing 7 a.m. already. By November, December, actually probably by December, people are driving to work at 8 a.m. and the sun is barely peeking out over the mountains. Then in April, it's 5 a.m. and it's bright. Oh, it fucks up your circadian rhythm, I tell you. Living out here, it still does. You just kind of adjust. You miss the old days. Las Vegas High School? Ugh. I'm sorry. Yeah, Nevada's number 49th in the nation as far as education. What's up, Oklahoma? Thank you. Ready to go back? Yeah, right when the riots were ready to happen in LA. That was good times, right? I mean, I'm pushing 50. Creeping up on it quick. I keep bitching at my wife, she's gonna get there sooner, and it's never gonna happen. As soon as she hits 50, I'm bailing. God, you're like half into the grave. Oh, no. Oklahoma's 50. That's why I said it. Oklahoma's number 50. Yeah, Oklahoma's. Here's what happened. These are statistics. Everybody loves statistics nowadays. These are directly from the Nevada Department of Education. Do the last 10 years. But do like 2014 to 2024. All of them already done. You'll see that the graduation rate in Nevada rose from about 40%. It used to be, back then it was, when I first looked at going to CSN back in like 2012, 2013, there was a 42% graduation rate and 11% dropout rate in Nevada. Okay? So what happened is they started doing, they have No Child Left Behind. They had many other bullshit, incentives. They stopped Hooked on Phonics years ago. And basically they take the 2,000 most common English words and try and build a curriculum on that. That's kind of how it goes in Nevada. And they only spend $9,300 per student on average. Well, in Iowa in the 90s, they spent $15,000 to $18,000 per student. I was programming in 7th grade and 9th grade and had Office, what was it back then? Microsoft Word, way back then. Word Perfect, something like that. It was whatever it was right before Office or when Office was first coming out in 8th grade in Washington, Iowa. You know, we had these skills we were being taught in early years. And we also had things like shop class. We knew how to dismantle a lawnmower engine. We learned how to use a lathe. We learned how to do printed circuit board repair and soldering, all in my 8th grade class. You got kids that will lose a finger for doing that nowadays. My God, could you imagine the amount of waivers that you would need to protect a school from lawsuits? I think we had one. Hi, you accept full responsibility of your students' actions. Done. Okay. That's it. It was simple. But nowadays, the kids aren't going to make it. I have been pushing to get any of my teenage stepchildren, to try and learn how to twist a wrench on my Ranger. Just like, no, really, I can tell you how to break this fucking thing apart. Pay attention. Oh, I gotta go back. Yeah, well, you were in a tech school. Well, there's a difference. You go to a trade school and learn it. Even trade schools are disappearing in Vegas. They're slowly trying to make a comeback, but they're not doing it well. Nice, 10 days, holy shit. Yeah, well, the thing... Okay, here, what I've heard, rumored, it will be like, supposedly Ford is making independent shops charge subscriptions to have access to the full diagnostics. Like, they have to pay a premium just to have access to the software now. And can you imagine what that's going to be like in a few years with Tesla as they really start breaking down? I mean, do you think anyone is really going to be desiring 20 years from now? Do you think anyone is going to be arguing or buying, pining over a vintage Tesla? Do you think they're going to have any collector value in the long term, except to sit on a shelf? Well, I think not Joseph. I think that there's a company that I'm not against electric vehicles. I'm against the way they were doing it. There was a company for a minute, Aptera, Aptera, that was supposedly building a 3-wheel commuter vehicle. It looks kind of like an aerodynamic Can-Am, kind of like an aerodynamic Spider, basically. Anyway, it had solar panels built in it, okay, and it was supposed to get a trickle charge up to about 40-50 miles a day and would run 1,000 miles on one charge. And the coolest part about this vehicle was, and the thing is, you could get the like the off-road camping version of it with the whole package and shit. It had a hatchback, a large hatchback, that you would open up, and it would have like tent lining on either side, like nylon lining on either side you could have, and basically use the hatchback as a tent, an open tent. On top of that, it also had off-road pack, like it had the off-road package. It had the coolest part was if you ever damaged anything, there were QR codes on the inside that told you that you could just scan with your phone, and it would tell you not only what the part was, but it would have the link to the video of how to repair it with regular tools, like you would find in a regular backyard shop. So everything was supposed to be right of repair. Totally interested. What's the best time to go there? Now? Right now? I mean, it depends on what you want. If you want to hang out alone or if you want friends. Yeah, if you want to pack with a party, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. are the best times here. It's the best range of times if you want to party. What's going on this weekend? Everything. If you want the they show you on the, well, I'm waiting for this to flip through. Here, just so you know, attention, street performers are not employees of Fremont Street and cannot demand payment. So, like, for example, some of the showgirls you see walking around that will expect $20 for everything. So, depends, but prefer indica. So here's what they show on the the screen. You've got Imagine Dragons, Stone Temple Pilots, Katy Perry. They put the times up of the different songs. So it looks like everything, the last one's at 2 a.m. for the overhead. So 6 through, actually every hour, 6 through 2. 6 to 2. Sativas will make me paranoid. It's too much. They get my heart racing. I mean, most things are a hybrid of some kind nowadays. They have to be. There are some... That's what wifey likes as well. So when they play those artists' music from the time, yes. The time slot, yeah, the time slot and the artists they play, and that changes. They have the Neon City Festival in November, the 21st to the 23rd. Where do you buy in Vegas? Usually I go to Thrive in Southern Highlands. They have a really good deal for locals in that, and they have some of the best. They also have another store downtown on Main Street, but the one in Southern Highlands has the best variety and the coolest staff. They're open 24 hours. Their staff is knowledgeable. They give you honest answers. You're never pressured to not ask more questions or anything. They fully encourage you to do that. That's why I go there. They taught me a lot, over the years. In my lifetime, I've had over like 6,000 points there, so I'm a regular. Yeah, Hardine's a good one. But Hardine's more there are women there dressed in lab coats and shortcut lab coats. So obviously that's a reason to go there. But their prices, they have some good deals, but they don't often have the brands that I want. And that's just, it varies it just depends what you want. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Nuwu, not a fan. Inyo, I like Inyo because they sell Big Chief. They're one of the last ones that sell Big Chief. How much can you have on you in Vegas? I think it's at least 3 grams. Like, you can buy that much. I think 1 gram or more, it becomes a misdemeanor, though. I think if that were ever a thing, I think it's a gram. But you don't quote me on that. That's something that can be easily verified. There's plenty of websites, but I know that there's like a $600 fine. If it's under a gram, that's all you pay, something like that. It's not much if it ever became a thing. Gummies make you dizzy? You know, there's good ones, Smokies and Camino. Maybe try different ones. Then Hardin would probably be good too. Well, right, but you can, is it for, no, I'm talking that you can have on you just without, like if you had it on you and wherever, I don't know the limit. I'd have to look that up actually. I'll look that up. Not right now, but I will look that up, come back, and see what Nevada's limit where it becomes a misdemeanor. That seems like a lot. I know you can buy that much at a time, but I don't know how much you can carry on your person. Is it the same? I'm asking. It's not something I've looked up in a while. I don't carry that much on me ever. Oh, okay. Same. Fair enough. Yep. They're doing stuff. What event is happening? Oh, fuck. You know, I just blanked out. Something Halloween-y, I'm sure. How's the weather been? 60 degrees. Oh, here we go. Wicked Dreams. That's what it is. Wicked Dreams. Lots of costume. Lots of role-playing in costumes, hopefully. I'd be on a bike ride tomorrow. Enjoy. Nice. Well, I thought that amount is what you could have in a day. Like, I thought you could buy that much in a day. I thought that the amount you could carry on your person and that you could purchase were two different amounts. I could be incorrect. Don't quote me on that. But I was thinking outside the box with that. Again, I'm autistic. I may have been overanalyzing it. It happens. I'm not backpedaling, but I really thought that because I had seen it's like a $600 fine. Like, it's not much for first time or anything like that out here. If it were ever, you were ever fined for such things. True. Well, okay, that's like 3 pre-roll, right? But like fat ones, come on. I mean, Vegas is a little more stingent on their size. They don't make things bigger in Vegas. Except through some plastic surgery. How far is Circa? Not far. It's about, I don't know, a couple football fields. Sure, whatever you can buy, you can carry. Otherwise, how you getting home for this? But having it in your car is different. Like, you can also have a firearm in your car as long as you don't have it on your person legally in Nevada without a CCW. So, I'm not confirmed. Okay, you know what? We'll say it's the same. I will look it up otherwise, though. I'm very curious myself. Hey, what's up from Philly? I'm not gonna argue about it anymore. We'll say you can carry it on your person 3.5 grams. I know that's the amount you can buy at one time. But anyway, they're not gonna really give you shit about it unless you're doing a lot of it in public anyway. And carts and everything isn't a big deal. But I would look at it's really not an expensive first-time offense either out here. So there's a lot of pleas for that type of shit. If you ever get into trouble, if you're ever worried about it.
Where'd you put that?
You live on Fremont, Spandex Nation. Do you work for Spandex Nation? If you do, I have questions.
I just want to make sure I get on my phone.
It's Pacific time, same as it's always been. Greenwich mean -8. Adjust your local time accordingly. He loves Fremont, okay. Yeah, what's his name? Peter? That sings for that. He also sings for I think it's Peter, one of the lead singers. Dude has a man, he's got a set of lungs. He's awesome. He does hair rock like nobody else. Yeah, the Halloween night. Oh, that makes sense. That looks like a steep runway. They should just leave it like that. Make them walk down hills on an incline. Let's see if it's really going to be a horror movie. You're 62 years old and love your vape pen. Nice. Good for you. I'm 46. I've been doing it for 10 years now. So, packed as any other weekend. You know, it's going to vary by time. I mean, if you need it to be that, if you need Vegas to be packed for you to have a good time, then come down here from 10 p.m., like park at 9 or 10 p.m., and go park on 8th Street where it's free, but it's going to be packed. Or you can park in the Western parking lot right there. Western Hotel parking lot is another good one on 8th Street. It's only $3 an hour at night. You use the Flowbird app. Download it before you come. If you're going to stay downtown and park downtown, download the Flowbird app and fill it out ahead of time when you come. It's kind of janky because it has, when you're doing the geolocation, or the location tracking, like to find where you're going to park, you're going to pull up a map and it's going to show you. You're going to look at the kiosk number. The numbers you're going to see on the screen are the kiosk numbers, and you're going to find the closest one, and then you just tap on that one and park there, and then you insert your time, your credit card information, and you can park. You can also adjust it from your phone, like you have to extend it. You don't have to go back to your car that way, so you can extend everything from your phone any time of day or night. There, my PSA for the day. But down here, it's only $3 an hour. If you get a spot on 8th and Fremont, it's free parking from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. It's called the Flowbird, Flowbird. And what you'll do is you'll enter your license plate information, and when you pull it up, you want to wait till you're parked, wherever you're going to park, and do it from near your car, your vehicle, and it'll give you a location. Like, it will pull up kind of like Google Maps, but not as smooth. You have to play and zoom in and zoom out. And when you look for the nearest kiosk to where you are, you can hit the button, or there's usually a metal button. I'll show you. Actually, there's not one around here. I'll show you when we get back. But there's a silver button that you can press, and you can see the terminal ID, the kiosk ID. Look for that number on the app, and then you'll select it, park here. You'll select the amount of time. You can usually park up to 3 or 4 hours, and you'll enter your payment information. That's all you need. You know, if you just want to do it for an hour and then you just want to extend as you need it, you can do that too. But down here at night, it's only $3 an hour. If you go to like Main Street south of Charleston, it's only $1 and $2 an hour during the day. I mean, it's going to be a packed time. Honestly, down here during the weekends, park on Fremont is going to be the place from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. If you want to stay late and not have like a party, but more focused and not all the random traffic, come down here from 2 to 5 a.m. I was just there not long ago. It smelled like BO and onions. Okay, so you were in front of Waffle House. Or no, I wish. No. Actually, what was it? BO and onions, that's definitely White Castle. That's at the alley at the D, between the D and White Castle. Either one. There's a food alley by the D that smells that way, and the one right in front of White Castle. The one between White Castle and Nacho Daddy's. They both smell like onions and sadness. Oh, they cut your catalytic converter? Damn, that sucks. I mean, you can turn that into an insurance opportunity, make some money. You just take it over to Lanteras. They take care of you. Yeah, we're gonna write this off at $1,500, and we'll take $1,000. Cool. I mean, you just have to see it for what it is. Tell you what, when I first moved out here in Vegas, I lived on Paradise and Twain, okay? at a place called Las Palmas. This is back in 2005. I thought I got the shit scared out of me because I thought I'd seen the biggest cucarachas in my life. Turns out they're water beetles, but they look like if you take a cockroach and inject HGH, that's what a water beetle is. You know the difference because cockroaches travel in packs and water beetles are like onesies and twosies. I had to learn from the exterminator. But I woke up with those things like crawling over me in the mornings, and I found out that my next door neighbor on the first floor of this apartment complex was a hoarder. And all of her food and shit that stayed out and all that shit, all those crawly little guys came over me. Didn't even last 6 months there. Oh my god. Oh. It's so bad. No, if someone from Australia came on here, they would say the same thing. You haven't seen fucking insects or arachnids until you come to Australia. You win, fucker. Like, what do you want? Keep that shit over there. Just make sure it doesn't travel over here. That's all I ask. They're saying up for the Victoria's Secret weekend. Oh, dude. The worst ones, though, in Vegas, or not in Vegas, in Iowa, in southern Iowa, there were wolf spiders. Oh, dude, the body is as big as your fist. Oh, and they can fucking jump. Oh, dear God. I saw one in a hotel. My mom and I was actually in 1991, 91, because of the flood of 91 in Iowa. I was in Cantrill, Iowa. My mom was managing a little hotel that had like 8 rooms and a restaurant next to it. Our rent each month was like $200 to the landlord who owned this, and we were just taking care of the place other than that. And I was going in and cleaning the rooms. You know, it's how I gained my work ethic. And I came into one room, flipped on the light, hit the light switch, and I saw a wolf spider the size of my fucking arm, it felt like, on a wall staring at me, and it leapt off and hit the floor. I screamed, hit the Whitney note, exited, called my mother's boyfriend to bring a 22 or whatever he needed to vanquish my foe. Oh, dude, it was so bad. It was crazy. Are you guys sad for the... that's crazy. Yeah, fuck that, definitely. But the funny part about it is, so my mom and boyfriend... wait, is there any casino that's smoke-free? Just curious. I struggle with this fantasy. Fremont's gonna be tough for a smoke-free environment. You can see from... Wait, which one are you in? Are you in the D? Or are you at Fremont? Or Four Queens? The vents? Can you flip your light on and off to let us know where you are? Four Queens? Okay. So is it one of these panels here? And we can kind of see the lights. Can you shine down 15th floor? Oh dear God. Is that under the canopy? Well, it'd have to be if you're seeing me. Oh, okay, over here. Hold on, wait a minute. Duh, where the windows are, dipshit. So, yeah, oof. The coolest thing so down in Cantrill, Iowa, back then too, the coolest thing we ever did, I got to fish with dynamite. The most redneck thing I've ever done in my life, we got to fish with quarter sticks of dynamite. It was fucking amazing. I was 14 years old. Do you have any idea how fucking amazing that was? Oh. So can you turn your light on or fling something this way? Are you, which floor? Oh, look for your flashlight in the window. Okay, hold on. Do you know which, I don't know which row it is. Flashlight in the window. All right, let's see. Let's scan. See how good my scan and processing is. Am I getting warmer? I'm gonna stand here in front of the cigar bar. You see him. You're in the D entrance. I'm to the right. Oh, shit. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Right there? Oh, okay. Yep. I see it. Yay! Very cool. All right, blink twice if you need help. Do you need assistance? Do you need a wingman to pull you out? Do you need like a family emergency or someone to act like your brother? Like, have you made a bad choice in life and you need someone to come in and say, hey? I mean, we could do that for you. Hey, bro. Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry. Clearly, you need to understand my friend. My friend here, he has a touch of the tism, as do I. We do not understand some of the social cues, and he has clearly bitten off more than he can chew and more than he can love tonight. Now, ma'am, you are prettier than a new set of snow tires, but we need to get my brother out of here and back to his cousin. Fuck. I understand that she's my cousin, but she still needs that sweet loving anyway. Yes, that's a line from a song. See, this is how they do this, in case you ever wanted to see. Those pylons drop. I mean, here's some dude envy for you. Don't you wish you could drive that thing? I look to see if they somehow mistakenly leave the keys in every fucking time I see it. What do? I handle the Ultra Boom. Right. Of course you do. It only happens in the morning. It usually happens in the mornings. If they're setting up for a convention, they'll do it for the day, but usually this time of morning. Especially during the winter. They do a lot of this shit during the winter. See? The ones that drop are the ones that have the flat tops, obviously, so you can drive over it. Yeah, I've got a. Those keys don't have CPU chips in them either. Yeah, I don't think about it. I have to. I know I can do it, but I have to intentionally not do it because that's a rabbit hole. That's like a sore tooth. You can't stop touching it. You can't eat just one, you know. Oh, here's the little guy, the little trainer guy. Now, here's the real question. Because I don't know who I would ask this, but do you suppose that these guys, this one that just drives the little lift here, do you suppose that they have, there's ultra envy of the Ultra Boom, or somehow he aspires to someday drive the Ultra Boom? Like, this is a little trainer. All right, little buddy. When you get good on the little AJ, the little 600, well, you'll work your way up to, it's like the difference between owning a sporty Harley Davidson and owning, anything bigger than a Dynaglide. Because most MCs, if you drive sporties, are like, oh, that's adorable. If you can't drive anything with 4 digits in, yeah. Oh, the little one can get into goofier spots. Yeah. Yeah, but you can't make butter with a toothpick. Well. Oh, you drive them both? Of course. A grower and a shower. Well done. Very cool. Oh, I'm sure though. Down here, definitely under these neon signs. Yeah, obviously under Circa, they're not going to take that big fucking thing. I almost worked for, what was it before? Ahern Rentals. Before they got bought out by United. I was actually interviewing for IT spots. It seemed like a great family company, but I haven't heard great things about them anymore since United. It's cold the end of November. Wow, from the Ukraine. Devorie no provorie. That's all I know. Is it cold at the end of November? 50s?
All I do is get high and work.
I mean, if you're coming from the Midwest, no. It's above zero. Is it for work or addiction? No, it's for attention. Duh. It's hoodie weather. Is this considered old Vegas? Some of it. Parts of it. Has it been around since the beginning? Yeah. Oh, it's 60 here. It's 60 on Fremont right now. But it will, the difference is we have larger gaps in the range. It'll still get up to maybe 80, 85 sometimes. You'll have 30-degree gaps between day and night or more. So you have to keep that in mind. You know, maybe carry a light jacket with you or a hoodie, possibly 2 layers that fit together if you need it. Best prime rib dinner, herbs and rye. I mean, you can go to Tony Roma's for $15.99. They still got the special. Where's that bar where they do heavy pour? Where's the bar that they do heavy pours? Chica's Bonitas. Chica's Bonitas. That's where you need to go. Otherwise, whiskey liquor up and down is pretty good. It's a great place to watch, hang out. Or same one at Four Queens. They've got another bar over at Four Queens. Honestly, I mean, if you want to pay more but it's still good, you could go Andiamo's Italian Steakhouse at the D. They have it's a great place. You've got Hugo's Cellar at Four Queens. That would be the next. Then you've got Oscar's, Barry. You know, either one. But you're going to pay more for it. I go to Herbs and Rye because it's $40 steaks. You know, Hugo's has a better atmosphere. If you're just going, if you want a nice quiet evening with great atmosphere. I don't know if they still give roses to the partners though. You're the California rye meow. All right. They do. Awesome. I also, if you come out here during Valentine's Day, I like Sinatra's at the Wynn. Wynn does multiple 3 and 4 course or more, depending on your pocket depth, at the restaurants, usually that time of year. They always do great things around the holidays. Nora's, yes, Nora's a great time. Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's is another good one. Bootleggers. Bootleggers is a great Italian place. Actually, I'm rewinding this song. I love this song. Capo's Bean is a good top of the world restaurant. I mean, if you're gonna do that, go to Strat. Go to the top of the world restaurant. Get the whole view. Rio has good at Voodoo Lounge. Their witch doctor, well, years ago their witch doctor used to be $35 and was the size of a fishbowl. Oh my God, they would just basically pour everything in the bottom of bottles into this one fishbowl and put a straw in it, put 3 or 4 for your friends. It depends. So now he's on L37. Earlier, what was it? E16, now L37? I mean, if you want different restaurant recommendations, you could just go to Main Street south of Charleston. There's Soul Belly Barbecue, there's Casa Don Juan, there's Huddle Brewery, there's Abel Baker Brewery, there's Nevada Brew Works. Plenty of places over there if you just want to walk around. Plus, they have several antique stores, vintage clothing shops. I think there's a pirate themed one over there too, around here somewhere too. This part of Vegas is always this empty this time of morning. I was just showing that yes, it can be more empty. It's always this empty this time of morning because most of the locals don't know what it's like how to be out in 60-degree weather. This is cold to locals. When your average in the summer is 100 degrees plus, okay, people get very skittish about 60 degrees. Me, I love it. It's fucking great motorcycle riding weather. You're freezing at 70. Yeah, it's 60 now, and I'm here. This is the only thing I'm wearing. A light long. It's a thin long sleeve shirt. So, yep. Now it's back, all fixed. Pretty cool, huh? Have you gone to Nuwu once? I find the brands I want at other places. I shop wherever has the brand that I want. I'm pretty strict about the brands that I want, so. White Castle is this way. Or it's up here. East. You have Nuwu for the view. Well, yeah, that's a good reason to go, but I don't go for the view. I mean, I go to Hardin for the view. If I want a view, I go to Hardin. Rubenesque and spathic women in lab coats is very appealing any time of day. I mean, there's a word of the day for you. Spathic. It's a rock climbing term. It means to have good cleavage. Where's the hot dog joint? At the D. Coney Island. Just for reference, all the way to the apex is about 95 feet from what I'm told. Higher than giraffe pussy. I got about 4 inches for you. Most women don't like it that wide. Flying in tomorrow. Where are the gates fencing for? There's a Halloween. There's like a model show, everything going on. Did you change your name? I've changed my name multiple times. One of many. Some may know me as Malaclips the Younger, the omnibenevolent polyfather of virginity and gold. My neighbor said he fell from the zip line all the way. They usually have you on some type of safety cable. Did his safety cable snap? Wow. So, did he recover with millions in the bank? How's he doing? Oh, that sucks. Does he have full operation of everything else? Like, is he just paralyzed from the waist down? And I don't say that to dismiss it, but I'm asking. So the reason why I don't ride motorcycles out here anymore, the reason why I don't ride my motorcycles, I've owned 10 motorcycles, 9 of them in Vegas. I can give you a list sometime. Actually, I should probably post them. I've got pictures of all of them. Yeah, at least he's alive. My fastest bike was a 2009 Kawasaki ZX-12R that I was able to get DynoJet to put the Power Commander 5 system. They actually approached me about it because they saw me out at one of the events and mentioned that they had never, they didn't have my bike to make a video of. So my bike was used in a demo for DynoJet to install Power Commander 5 system. They gave me it for free, along with the ignition module and the the gear shift module. Basically, I didn't need to use a clutch from first to sixth going up. And I could start off on I could start off on Craig in 215 North and that on-ramp. And by the time I hit the interstate, I was doing 140. It was amazing. My top speed was, I got it up to 175 miles an hour. 160 with someone on the back. That one, and I had a BMW K1200S that I took my then girlfriend out to Area 51. We went out on the extraterrestrial highway. There's about a 5 mile, it seems like, beeline to the sky out there, and we hit it doing 155, 160 miles an hour. It was amazing because she was pressed down on me so much, like her head would move. I could feel the tailwind from like the front of my head, like I could feel the air move. It was awesome. I'm just glad I wish I was laying on my back instead, but yeah, it'd have been a lot more fun. But no, the reason why I stopped is because I had 2017 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse, 850 pounds, 1800 cc's. I owned 2 of them, wrecked them both. The first one, because a fucking Nissan Versa didn't know the difference between a yellow light and a red light, and decided to slam on their brakes in front of me one time. I was able to get around them. I wasn't even tailing them behind by very much. We were on Vegas Boulevard, and my fairing caught, and it whipped me. It broke my leg. I spent 6 weeks in a wheelchair, 2 weeks on crutches, and got full walking, obviously, back. I tell you, if I had in IT, it wouldn't be so bad being in a wheelchair. Like, you could still have a successful and, fulfilling life. But man, it would be a huge adjustment. It would be rough. I didn't see any UFOs. We did get pictures of the black mailbox out there, and we got as close as we could to the site without seeing it. Well, you know what? Actually, the funny thing about having the K1200S is I learned how to ride the K1200S because I was also working for BMW motorcycles at the time. There used to be a BMW motorcycle dealership in Vegas out on Tenaya in the 215. A guy by the name of Pete Vanderhooft owned it. And I used to, one of my side hustles was hauling motorcycles. They had a Ford F-350 with a 20-foot trailer that I would drive long distances. Why? Because I don't sleep much. So I drove from 1,200 miles from Vegas to Seattle without sleeping. It doesn't bother me. I can't do that all the time, but I did. And being able to work for him, I got access to, you know, a lot of expert tips, a lot of experts just teaching me how to ride better. And one of the trips we did, it was it was 3 BMW K1200. I still have a picture of it. I'd have to verify it, but I have a picture of all our bikes together. It was 3 BMW K1200Ss, a BMW K1300S that had just come out, a Suzuki Hayabusa, and a Kawasaki ZX14R. A lot of these guys were AMA racers. 4 of them had radar detectors. They had full track. I show up, I'm in jeans. Here's the thing. I showed up in jeans and my Dainese fucking jacket, my Shoei helmet, and my fucking, you know, Dainese boots thinking I'm a badass. These guys show up in tracksuits. And 4 of them have radar detectors. I'm like, oh, I've seriously overestimated my skills and underestimated what we were going to do today. So I was at the back of the pack. I stayed by the old man who was, what was I? This is 15 years ago, so I was 30. The guy was 55, 60. If he was a day, that was in front of me with a fucking bagger BMW. He was I think he was driving an LT. Like it was one of the touring, like sport touring models. Actually, no, I take that back. It was one of the bigger ones. So whatever it was, the GS, the larger one. It might have been the GS. And I'm behind this guy. We're going through turns. We're going through 25 and 35 mile an hour turns at 95 miles an hour, and I can't keep up with them. These racers are taking 35 mile an hour turns at 110. I'm about a minute and a half behind the guys. And we go from Vegas to Temecula to Furnace Creek and back. It was about 315 miles round trip. And we went so fast that by the 3rd stop, my credit card was canceled or was disabled because they thought that after the first couple stops and food and everything we bought, they actually tracked the time between transactions. So if it was not, basically we averaged, I think it was 3 hours and 15 minutes, 3 hours and 20 minutes total, and it was 305 miles. So we were averaging 120, 140 going around where we could to make up for the fact that we would stop and get gas and shit. We were stopping every 100 miles for gas. It was awesome. So much fun. But yeah, I've never been able to duplicate that time. Again, I don't know if I'd even try it now. I'm too old. The other guy wasn't, but I haven't put the miles on the road anymore. And after I had my accident, you know, my second accident, it was basically a local who basically cut me off, and I hit the median, like one of these raised medians on my motorcycle. And again, this was a 2017 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse, 1800 cc's, beautiful bike, 25,000. I had to dodge from the car, hitting a car head on, so I wound up taking the median instead, and I flew. It's one of the few blanks I have in my memory. I have no memory of flying, but I had road rash on both my arms. I was wearing a leather vest and some padding, but my arms weren't covered. So I had road rash up both my arms. In fact, you can still see some of the scarring on my wrists, on my knuckles. And back, that's still from then. That's 7 years ago. No, I wasn't going too fast. Wasn't going fast at all. A guy went down ahead of me, and a Good Samaritan cut me off too quick that I couldn't stop. I had to change direction and take the median, and I flew. I had 1,000 rounds of ammunition that disappeared, of 9mm ammunition in my sidecar, or my side bag. That was gone, which, okay. I never went back to get it, don't care. They didn't write me a ticket for anything. I woke up in the hospital And my wife said, I love you, baby, but I'm not waking up in a hospital with you again. So I, told her I'll never own another motorcycle in Vegas, but if we move outside of Vegas, it's on. In Vegas, the only thing I would own anymore is maybe a trike. But honestly, it's not from, it wasn't even me. It was just from the experience. And, being older than that, I just didn't have the reaction, or, at the time it caught me off guard. It happens. I had never been in an accident due to speed. Most of the time on the interstate, I was traveling at well over 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle, admittedly. In fact, I've had the tickets to prove it. But it wasn't, you weren't trying to, I don't know, it's a different, you drive differently. I was usually carrying shit. It wasn't, the motivation was different. I wasn't doing it to show off or doing tricks in traffic. It was just because it was honestly just more efficient. When you're driving 100 miles an hour, it was easier to change between cars because you're taking snapshots and looking like a half a mile ahead to a mile ahead of you. And it's like everything stops and you just weave through it so much more effectively at higher speeds. That's why. It's not making an excuse, but that's how I use it, the speed. And when you were traveling, it could be done, especially in a pack. I actually took a ticket for one of my buddies. He had God, what was his name? Let me think if I remember his first name. He was from Hawaii. It started with a K. He had an orange and black Suzuki 1000 Gixxer, and we were going around 215 west towards Red Rock. We were going to go out there and go through back then, the thing to do was to go out to Red Rock and go through the turns and then post on YouTube how fast your turn was. Basically, GoPros had just started coming out back then. So people were mounting them to our bikes, and we were trying to get our fastest time through Red Rock. It was usually like some guys were doing it 2.5, 3 minutes, hitting the front. They were hitting the straightaway at 100 miles an hour. It's fucking insane. And then you had to slow down and not go off. And you could see guys who went off the fucking because their friends would be filming it. You just see a guy hit the straightaway and they go whee right over the curve. You're like, oh dear God. You hope. But we were headed towards Red Rock, and we were doing about 115 or so, they say. And I was on my BMW K1200S. We were part of a group back then, a small MC. They were not 1%ers or anything. They were stunt riders at best, but they were actually patched over by the Gents later on, which is a black MC out here, because they had crews and they were like, we're gonna take you guys, you want to be Gents? Oh, okay. So they did. I left. And Jesus Christ, we would go. It was so weird, the dynamic of just some of the sports bike riders out there, though. Just so many different clubs like the Rough Riders and Dahuru, Ladies of Dahuru. It was fun. Good times. It was just more for speed and trying to whip through. And when we went out there, we had a Harley, a motorcycle, or a cop on a Harley that came by, where we went by. I should say that came by. I was trying to think of the exact exit, but it was right around before you hit Tropicana exit, going around 215 west, before it goes to north, really. And there was a long wall there, and we saw a cop on a Harley sitting there, because when we looked back, we both saw back, and there was one headlight that pulled out. And we saw his little lights come on. We're like, fuck. So I waved him to go on because he had a warrant already. And I pulled over immediately because I was already half a minute ahead of him by the time we decided to split up. He went up to Charleston, we had bike comms and that, so he was going to go up to Charleston, or the Charleston exit, wait for me at a gas station right across from Red Rock. And when the officer came up, he got off the bike, he started laughing. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. That's exactly what he said. He got off the bike. I immediately got off my bike. I had my helmet off. And I just kicked kickstand, waited for him to pull up. Had about 10 seconds of him riding up. He got off. Real cool dude. He's like, so, you and your buddy going awful fast out here, are you? Because he's being dramatic because he knows I know, obviously. And I was like, yeah. He's like, where y'all going? And I said, well, we're going out to Red Rock. I said, where you going to go through the twisties? And he's like, yeah, BMW. He's like, how fast do you get this thing? I said, yeah, about 160. He's like, I'd probably do the same thing. I mean, we're being straight up with each other. He's going to know, and I'm a shitty liar. And he's like, yeah, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Just so you know, we're out here around, 8 to 10 a.m. normally around these times. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, well, the thing is, I got to give you a ticket because I already called the chopper. Good to know. The chopper, by the way, the top speed of the choppers out here is 175. So he said, I got to give you a ticket since I called the chopper, but I'll make it for 80. He said, just plead guilty and they'll reduce it to a traffic ticket and then just pay the fine and you're good. And so I did. That's exactly what I did. The Minisphere. Oh, I've had some expensive tickets in Vegas. I'm not bragging about it, but I wanted to see. I just made stupid decisions one time. My worst one was 100 in a 45. Yeah, I kept my license though. It's already dropped off, so that's a cool thing about Vegas. You can make really crazy mistakes, and you can be forgiven if you know how to work the system. It's not even having money. You can just work the system and get over it. Where are the workers? Not where I am. They're over by Golden Nugget. They're here on the weekends. I'm just killing time this morning, waiting to hear back from the new, hopefully, job that I'm getting. Hopefully. I'm still waiting to hear back, man. Like, oh, dude. Do you have any idea what it's like being an autistic person and being kept in the dark for a week about a position that you've submitted all of your personal information to? And you're just like, okay, please pick me still. So this is downtown Container Park. Family friendly. This isn't the entrance on the other side, but yeah, they're at the bar at the Golden Nugget. That's where a lot of them hang out. But when you ask about like where the safest places are, this is over on Carson. But this is what we're going to in Vegas. A lot of these old hotels and motels, they're turning them into studio apartments and saying, oh, they're luxury studio apartments. No, they're not. I hate to break it to you. But if you're looking for a place to start and you don't want people paying attention, this is the place, If you want to just hide out, maybe, you got cash, you came into some money somehow. However, Or if you just want to do some Amazon shopping. If you want to do some Amazon shopping, you can do it right out here, see? Right in front of some people's doors. I'm not saying I would take the opportunity. I'm just saying the opportunity is there. Where in the city are you? I am on the corner of 7th and Carson. Carson and 7th. 7-Eleven Carson Street. There, see? I can't get any more precise. What's what for? What in the butt? What's what for? What in the butt? Actually, but if you do want a good brunch spot, this is it. 7th and Carson, great place. I said what? Actually, you can see in here pretty well. Here, check it out. Would I say it's dangerous there at night? Would I say it's dangerous? No. With some other people? Yes. It really is a subjective thing, and it's not to be dismissive, but I'll put it like this. I grew up in homeless trailers, shit like that, so to me, this is comfort to me. So I come from a different perspective, so no, it's not dangerous to me. But I also don't have somebody walking around me within 30 feet. I'm very vigilant. I'm cognitively aware of the types of people that hang out here, and I'm not looking to get into some crazy shit. So anyway, if you want a big ass burrito, by the way, what time do these guys open? Oh, they open at 8. Ooh, maybe. Great breakfast spot. This used to be a good barber shop, actually. It's called A Cut Above. Actually, that might have been. Actually, that wasn't the original. That was A Cut Above, I think. Anyway, I grew up in Homa. What? It's pretty good. Another fun coffee shop down here, the Parlor. Yes, Vegas. I miss it every day. That's why I keep coming down here.
Said she love me, she love me not. But she don't got no damn clue about what she wants. I said she love me, yeah, she love me not. But she don't got no damn clue.
7 a.m. here.
Okay, shawty got mad potential, I see it. Daddy full black, but her mom a Korean. She know I'm getting money from the car.
I'm getting ready to take off here soon. I'm walking back to my truck slowly.
Need one woman, but I want like 10. But back to the subject, falling like fuck it. 30K cash on her ass, gotta love it, gotta love it. I've been so tired, she keep impressing me. Molly and ecstasy was their name. Hop in this ride, shawty hit next to me, sitting and telling me what she said. Said she love me, she love me not. But she don't got no damn clue about what she wants. I said she love me, she love me not. She don't got no damn.
See if there's any new graffiti down here.
Bitch, make up your mind, figure it out, figure it out. Figure it out. Bitch, make up your mind, figure it out, figure it out. Plans for the dick, for the dick. Go and tell your friends about the dick. Both hands on the dick. Bounce up and down, move round and round. Go and change your plans for the dick. Girl, I've been so tired. She keep impressing.
You work right here? Right here?
Molly,
You work here in the alley?
hop in this ride.
Nice.
Shawty hit next to
Very nice. You got a hat.
and telling me, yeah, so she love me. She love me not. But she got no damn clue about what she wants. I said she loved me, she loved me not.
We got Jack and Salvador. Sally with a mustache. Oh, this is new. Wow, they painted the fuck over that. That's all new. That they got rid of the Lilo and Stitch, and then some. Black Sheep. It's just boring though. I mean, stop putting their name. Just fucking do something with it. Make it artistic. Like this dude. At least this has something. It was Jack and Sally down there. They painted. Only they made Sally with a fucking, you know, mustache. Like her stitching looks like a mustache. You know, you're gonna meet her for the first time. I was like, hi, my name is Sally. Oh God. How are you doing? I'm gonna rock your world. Oh God. And back to Fremont. So if you do want to come down here, you want quiet, even if want to take pictures, if you're doing, you know, wedding photos, stuff like that, this is the best time of day. There's nobody down here. Actually, right now on average, the sun gets up about 6:45 a.m. But as you can see, the colors are great in the morning out here. And again, no one's fighting you for space out here during the mornings. Coffee shops are open. Dunkin' Donuts is open. Pink Box Donuts is open. Or yeah, whatever you want. I mean, you'll have to deal with a few homeless, but who cares? You know, just be respectful though. Don't be a dick. Any other questions before we take off for the day? Oh shit. Well, I can hang out for like another half hour or so. If you have any questions about Vegas recommendations. Missing a guess over a time was had. Nice. What'd you do? A time was had during the weekend. Were you here during NASCAR? Did you see Denny win it, bag it again? I don't know. He's not the most masculine of men, from what I could gather. You know, I don't know. He kind of looks like the type that would someday have an interview with Chris Hansen, or maybe that there's a school that he's not allowed within 500 feet of. I'll be back this weekend. I'll be back on Saturday morning after this, where all the babes in bed, in someone else's bed. Nope. That's why I came down. Just see who wanted to talk. If you guys want anything. Oh, but they blocked the streets. True. They're blocking up today. They're doing a show tonight. One of their Halloween shows here tonight on a Tuesday. I'm waiting for this place to open up. I haven't seen any activity in here yet, but you can see all the chairs and everything. This is Limelight Social Club. See? They'll have DJs outside here. I have not seen it open yet. Soon though. Or some speakeasies on Fremont other than Mob Museum. The laundry room. The laundry room is inside Commonwealth. It's one of the back rooms and it exits out towards Fremont. Or actually, I'm sorry, out towards, what is it? 6th. So here's a cool thing about the laundry room. At the laundry, oh, a quarter! Fucking money, bitch! See, I'm a baller on a budget. I throw change at bitches and say I make it hail. Fucking money, baby. Ugh. Anyway, one of the interesting things about the laundry room is when you go in there, the bar itself will fit maybe 20 to 30 people. It's not large. And there's a couple small areas where 3 to 4 people can sit. I was there with my wife and 3 other friends. And where in a normal bar you would ask, or you would be asked what you want to drink by, you know, liquor, here they ask you what flavor you want to taste. The difference being their mixologists will taste, you give them an impression of what you want. So we said, all right. So my first one was a, what do we do? I did a red velvet. I said I want a red velvet cake with vanilla frosting. Fucker pulled it off. They have different artificial flavors, and the combination of flavored liquors and artificial flavors will make it. Fucking nailed it. The other one I did was I wanted an earthy Bloody Mary. And I said, after the red velvet, I was like, well, fuck this. If we're going to use our imagination, let's go. I said, I want a Bloody Mary when I want to be able to taste the vine that the fucking tomatoes were grown on. I said I wanted an earthy, rooty Bloody Mary with, what else? It was with some other flavor I added to it. But no, fuck again. He used just darker liquors than that. You basically use your imagination. Think of what you would think of, whatever childhood. Creamsicle is boring, but that's another one. But if you think something like that you would want. And then you go in there and they'll make it for you. Yeah, it's pretty fucking phenomenal what they can do. And that's why you go for the experience. And I get it, why people go to some of these more expensive restaurants for the experience. But there's a limit. When you're paying $150 for a Wagyu, fuck you. I can go to a fucking meat locker and get it for $40 a pound and have a better steak at home. I didn't see your question, Brianna. Let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm not a jukebox. I don't immediately respond when you put a quarter in my butt. I didn't see your question, Brianna. Can you copy paste it again from Canada? Sorry about what we've done to our friends. Oh, 30 times? Wait a minute. I don't even see the... Okay. I'm going back to when you go back live. Okay, I don't see where it was. No, it's not popping up. Maybe that's it. Maybe it was blocked. Try it again. Try it again and confirm. Ah, okay. Like they block from both sides on that type of shit. I hate it too. We can say organics products and use euphemisms. I'm very good at that. That's how I can keep streaming. I'm very creative. Actually, I've been reading a lot more lately. I'm in the middle of Orson Scott Card's Ender's series right now. I'm reading, I think it's the 3rd book, Xenocide. There was first, but I'm reading not the Ender Verse. I'm not doing the Ender Verse path. I'm doing the Ender Saga path, which is more focused on Ender and the Hive Queen and the other civilizations they find. Where can I buy broccoli and broccoli devices? Oh, okay. Wow, yeah, I guess. Yeah, they probably did a lot of words. We just organics products. Where can I buy? You can do Weep, W-E-E blank, whatever. Tweed. Where can I find a tweed? Anywhere, but I mean, the best dealers are going to be local places like Thrive that have multiple locations around town. The nearest one to downtown is on Main Street, south of Charleston. There's actually places on the Strip, right here on Fremont, but they're more expensive. Otherwise, Thrive Hardin is another good one. And for devices, you're just get the batteries and everything. If you are getting batteries, stay within those dispos, because they'll usually give you better trade-in. If you buy the battery and it dies after a month or something, take it back to that location. They will fucking flip it out for free. So you usually get pretty good warranties from those places if you're going to be local. I need a device with a whole piece. Yeah, there's another one. Okay, so yes, I didn't see any of those. I would have paid attention to that. So no, I didn't see any of them. None of them came through. So now that we agree, I will pay attention. The coolest one that I've seen, I don't know if I can show it. I actually have it with me. I bought it at a. There's for just a bowl. There was It's at a smoke and vape place on the south side of the Strip, closer to Sunset Avenue. And what it is, it's an aluminum metal bowl that splits in half horizontally, and it also has a magnetic top with a swivel. So you can swivel it to the side, fill it, close it back up, open it, or swivel it again, hit it, close it back up to preserve it and have it go out immediately without burning your fucking hands either. It comes in a case that will fit a Bic lighter and a little package of screens, and it's only $25. Yeah. So, oh, you have a video of the bandage? Cool. But no, it's actually, if you can go there, like I said, if you need a bowl like that, I recommend I take that fucker wherever I go. It's easy to scrub out. You can scrub it with scour pads and everything. It's a very durable piece. And again, at only $25. It gets a little gummy, and it's something you have to deal with anyway. But that's what I use for flour. I love it. It's so concealable as well. It doesn't, I mean, with the magnetic, it has a couple of ridges that keep it in position when you swivel it one way or another. It's very cool. I'm heading back to my truck, so I'll try and I will see if I can show it. I can't open it up because, I don't even know if I'm gonna we're just gonna call it a tobacco bowl, but I'm not gonna open it up. And we'll just understand that it has a magnetic swivel that holds all three pieces together. It actually slips through the centerpiece and just magnetically holds the other. Then you just pop them apart if you want to, when you're ready to clean it. Really easy to clean. And it'll hold large screens as well. So that's what I use for home usually. But I just had it with me because you never know when you're going to find a friend or hang out, whatever. Oh, actually, I'll show you here. We'll go this other way. There's one more. Oh, yeah, I'll show you. For those of you watching. I need to start doing poetry sessions for those of you guys that hang out. I've been going back through a bunch of my old books and shit, getting rid of stuff I don't read anymore, don't use anymore. I have a bunch of old, like Easton Press first editions from years ago. I'm just kind of dumping. I had this dream that the kids would want them someday, but nah. Digital's the way they're going now. Kind of sad too. Yeah, who knows when these are going to get painted over. All of Pretty Dunn's other stuff on 6th and Carson, that building, it's all been painted over now. So, I mean, take a good look while it's still here. Who knows?
tonight. Those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go.
Go ahead, take a screenshot and send it to your friends. I'll wait.
Best therapy for me. All the crazy shit I did tonight. Those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey.
Someday we're going to realize that this is the message from the other race of beings that was supposed to get to us, and this is the only place that they could put it, and it's just going to be lost. You know, clearly they're not. I mean, this doesn't get the feeling that they want to come and destroy us. It comes, you know, they want to come and help us, and that's it. The aliens were here. This is all they could leave. They're like, fuck these guys. It is.
All the crazy shit I did tonight. Those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy
Dopamine is synthesized from tyrosine, a basic amino acid, and is stored in synaptic vesicles. Receptor stimulation of the postsynaptic membrane sends the impulse to the next neuron. Dopamine. 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 Release dopamine. Dopamine.
So this is actually one of the cooler communities over in Vegas, here in Vegas. It's called the Shangri-La. These group of houses over here. Let's see when I get around to the front.
I'm a big cat off the chain. I'm a liberty.
But this is what you have a lot of downtown in Vegas. These luxury apartments that are what, 1,400 square feet, going for 1,500 to 2,000 a month sometimes. You got people with all these brand new cars. They're spending more than a house payment on this apartment. And parking, you know, with no privacy whatsoever. I mean, look at all the boring late model sedans you've got out here. But it is a cool place, though. I mean, credit where it's due. This is a 211 over here. Let's see, Shangri-La. Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. But you know, the difference is if you're living in Washington D.C., you're usually getting $100,000 a year position out there too. You got people shacking up 3 or 4 families making $3,000 a month maybe together, or they've got some type of government system they're working on. It's just how it goes out here. I mean, I say that with you know, you can say I bring receipts. I've got firsthand testimony from parents who are making sure their kids get diagnosed as having to get an IEP or 501, what is it, 504, shit, no, 503, I can't remember, whatever the fuck it is, 503, an individualized education program. Thank you, 504. Damn it, I was right the first time, fucker. Anyway, they get $800 a month. So what happens is you're lowering the bar for students. Then you've got more of a delta. You need more special education teachers, which they don't have. My wife has the patience of a fucking saint. They will canonize her after her death due to the fact that she's a special education teacher for the entire 6th grade. They got a fucking 5-star rating last year at this charter school. There are 1,000 parents, 1,000 families waiting to get into this school right now. And it was because of her. So yeah, can't talk about it enough. It really can. It's fucking insane, the amount of work that goes into it. I was a substitute teacher for a while. I was like, y'all can have this shit. I'm good. Yeah, oh, I thank her every fucking day. There's not a day that goes by, not one day that we've been together where I've ever not told her I love her and appreciate her, even in the worst of times. Just for being patient for me, you know, being with autism and everything. But no, I did it when I became a substitute teacher. I substituted at a Title I school and I did geometry for 6 weeks. I fucking dove in. I was like, I'll take the whole thing. Fucking, what's the worst you got? Fucking Title I school with geometry. Okay, I got it. And I did for fucking 6 weeks. Oh my God. My class size was much bigger. I think by law, Nevada limits you to 25. You have a max, and I think hers is 25 students. I don't think she has any full-time behavioral students this year, but she has several, you know, part-time behavioral students where they need one class or all class supervision. You know, I think they're giving her 5th and 4th grade next year though, because they're trying to bump up elementary school. They're working on adding a 3rd building. They already have an elementary building and a high school that they divided up into, I think the cutoff is they put 8th grade in with the high school, something like that. I can't remember. They might put the entire middle school. Yeah, 7th grade actually, 7th grade. They put into the high school. But no, I couldn't do it. I did geometry and I had 140 students. Check us out. There you go. One of the cooler apartment buildings. And I understand why I understand why a lot of minorities and marginalized students don't feel like they have a shot, because I think most of the students I dealt with just needed to realize they didn't have to wind up in social work. And a lot of them don't see it because we're still in a part where a lot of their parents didn't go to college. A lot of them didn't graduate high school. I mean, again, I had 4 classes, 4 hours each. They were block mode, so A and B day, C and D day. It was A days and B days, that's what it was. Block size. And after football started, a lot of the students started shaping up because of their coaches. So props to them. The school I taught at was Desert Pines in Vegas. One of the rougher ones, actually. It's up north of the Bonanza. It's up by Matter, if you know it. Up by Matter Academy. Right across, like a block away. But, you know, it's a a lot of students just need to know that they had a choice to make more of themselves. And they had like 49 sports divisions that come through their school in the last several years. Principal Isaac Stein, he's also autistic, like me. They also had an autistic geometry AP teacher and another math teacher who taught the ROTC, or not the ROTC, what are they called? The juveniles. They had basically the juveniles were in a separate section or a separate area building, and one of their math teachers was an investment banker for a decade, and then he had been teaching math for the last 17 years. He wrote a book on physics. He wrote a book on quantum physics and quantum mechanics and physics. Quantum mechanics and physics. Under, what was his pseudonym? Hold on, I know this. Oh, fuck. Starts with an A, it's a famous name. I'll have to think of it. But his pseudonym was like Albert something, like Atticus Finch, something like that. It was some literary name pseudonym, but he wrote a book on, quantum mechanics, because that's what he does. He that's his expertise, and he's teaching at a high school. So yeah, you never know who you run into. All right, folks, I'm getting ready to take off. I am hoping to hear back something today about the job. I can't imagine they would put me a week through a background checks if I didn't, I feel confident that I'm kid safe and okay to be around adults. So let's see. Yeah. It's a struggle not knowing. I hate that time where you just don't have any answer. Like I would have, and they're not gonna put me through a background check and everything else without without there being like a 90% sure thing, I would hope. But like I said, if I get it, I'm definitely gonna be doing some more interesting streams. I'll be traveling all around the country. Plus, I'll be able to. I'm gonna ask on each one if I can, because I think it would be very interesting to be able to film. I would be filming from inside the table games pit. So rather than as a player, you would see the dealer perspective. If I can't do it here, I'm definitely doing it on YouTube. So I'm gonna film some of the games and some of the technologies I'm working with their permission, but it'd be pretty badass. Yeah. I just can't wait till I get to go to Aruba. Yes, it's beautiful. These are the great mornings in Vegas if you're going. If you can and you want to go out to Mount Charleston. If you come to Vegas and you want a more scenic area, go to Valley of Fire. Moapa Valley of Fire is awesome. You can get passes online, and there's probably not a whole lot of people that are going to fuck with you because of the government shutdown. So, I mean, think about that. You can probably see a lot more at other places due to the lack of government employees. Yes, it is always quiet this morning. That's why I come down here. It's usually quiet these mornings. Best time to come down here. Oh, so here, for those of you left, here's a kiosk. So what I said earlier about that Flowbird app, you look for one of these kiosks, pay here, text this, okay? pay attention. If you're coming to Vegas and you want to park easily, download the Flowbird mobile app. And then when you come up to them, you can do by location and you can verify. You can see the terminal ID number here. Like this one's 3000317. You would then look on the app for the terminal ID number. And this one would work for this lot in here. Okay. You get some of them, you have to look by. There's one down there that you have would be for these areas on the street. So they have kiosks everywhere where you're allowed to do the parking. And it's usually $3 an hour. But you basically look for the kiosk, you sign up, you put your license plate information in, you set how many hours you want it, and then you give your pay. Is Vegas dangerous for tourists? Vegas is no more dangerous for tourists than it is for locals. It's just who knows where to go. Unlike places like Rio de Janeiro, where tourists are more easily targeted, but also in places like Rio, they double the crime and double the time for tourists because they know how heavy they rely on the tourist industry. So if a local decides to target a tourist and gets busted, they're going to do a heavier penalty and heavier time than if they don't. So it's not good or bad for locals as it is anywhere else in the country. Yes. Well, when you open up the app, you can hit the locate much like Google Maps, only it's not as robust. And it will center in on you. You have to kind of play with zooming in and out, and you'll see the kiosk numbers, and then you'll match the kiosk number to the one that you see nearest to where your car is located. They don't do like if you're, like if I park on the street and just do the nearest physical kiosk, you have to make sure that's appropriate for where you're parking. I mean, otherwise it's a $25 fine. It's not huge. But on 8th Street and other areas down here at night, you can park for free on the street. Like on 8th Street, on 8th and Fremont, you can park for free from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Yeah, it's... Here, let me flip this. Feeling very shy today. Hi. Any other questions? I'm only wearing a light shirt and that, so it's fine. I'm probably just going to do some more work on my truck today. So remember what I said about this little guy? See? This is the case. This is a little guy that I will not open. You see how svelte it looks? Okay. I didn't show you what that was. That was an adult play toy. That's all that was. But it has a slide and a swivel top. Any other questions before we take off? Anything else to entertain you? Poem, quote? Is Danny Coker and Counts Custom still operating? I think I thought he sold his bar. Like, I haven't heard anything about him in probably months, if not years. Yeah, like his bar, Vamp Vamped? I don't know if Vamped is even open anymore. I don't think it is. Sorry, you can start on the screen here. Actually, I heard a quote today that was actually really good in one of I'm reading. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I'm currently reading, again, like I said, Xenocide, which is, I believe, the third book in the Enders series. And right now they're talking about, one of the things, the concepts I like are these of phylotes that interconnect human beings and all beings of life. And how, when it comes, they are reactive to purpose. So to will, to like a human will, or any animal or anything that has a will, it will react and strengthen that. So families have stronger bonds. And what happens, these phylotes in the books are used to justify instantaneous communication for their Ansible, which becomes a component that creates AI in the books. But no, I love it. It's interesting to me, the connections of humanity and how at the electron level, how we could be more like just wave packets and how they could be interconnected, and if they could somehow be controlled by will of purpose. So just chilling, waiting, answering questions. Anyone have other questions? Does Vegas have a car and transport museum? Yes. The Speed Museum, there's the Speedway. There's also, you've got the Ford Museum. No, you want to get really nerdy about it? One of the books I've read several books about years ago, there was this David Bohm's theory of the hollow movement that talks about how that, again, at electrons, atoms at the base level are no more than wave packets, and these wave packets resonate at a frequency that our minds cannot yet comprehend, about 7 times per second, and when they fluctuate, they create 0 points, much like a pendulum swinging back and forth. In quantum mechanics, there's a thing called a 0 point, and it's the point between which an object stops motion in one direction, and before it starts going in motion the other, it's 0 point. These 0 points, it's believed, are when our bodies communicate with the rest of the universe and maintain our structure, the forms of what we are, and through things like meditation, like a martial artist controlling their chi, one can somehow pull information back. And how time is, linear only because we make it that way, but how you can pull bits of time, how you can improve your psychic abilities. Again, like martial artists and others, Buddhists that have just this intense focus. And through meditation, how you can improve your outlook and how things work out in your favor. There. That's the type of shit I read. And neurolinguistic programming, like I mentioned earlier, there's also social engineering and hacking hacking humans by Christopher Hadnagy is another one. They have an atom museum. They have several science museums. And also on top of that, okay, so beyond that, think about this. Back to the metaphor of a pendulum, back and forth. If you think of how people live most of their lives swinging at the bottom, they don't really risk much nor enjoy much, that those who suffer a lot can usually have a greater understanding and perspective of the effort it takes to make it to the top, and they also have a greater appreciation for it. So that ties into with books like Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance that talk about how a physical mountain and the allegory of a physical mountain to a spiritual one is a very simple and easy one to make. So, yes, this is the type of shit I think about at 3 a.m., 6 a.m. There's complete thoughts. I can dive down any fucking rabbit hole you want to branch off this. Nothing. I used to get into debates. I used to talk, when I was in college, I used to talk with my philosophy professors. My philosophy professor, my critical thinking philosophy professor, and I shared over 2,000 emails over a couple years that I was at CSN. Because just for debating shit like that. Yakima Indian Reservation in Washington State. Okay, so the books, if you want books to read that would be worth it, that would expand your mind, there's The Code of Trust by Robin Dreeke. If you're an autistic, if you want to know how to build rapport quickly, Robin Dreeke was a federal behavioral psychologist. He had his own department back in the 70s and that. And he's been retired. He does speaking engagements now, and he had his own place. And he wrote about how you can get other people's motives to align with your own, and then how you use that mentality to get what you want out of life. You know, it's not a negative manipulation. It's how you learn to compromise mainly and build rapport with others. And he has a very simple system that is I still remember. So what it is one, be non-judgmental. You have to believe that this person, whatever their feelings are, they come from somewhere. First is suspend your ego. Take it down a couple notches. Just understand the modality of the listener and adjust your responses and ownership until you receive feedback that they understand what you're saying. 2, be non-judgmental. Whatever their walk of life is, however they've been, you have to appreciate it. Next, you honor reason. Don't put emotion into these compromises. Try and find what benefits both of you. Be generous with your time. Act as a servant leader and a resource to others. And let's see, there's one more. No, that's it. Yeah. But so the point is, if you adhere to these, I know there's one more. It's like 5 rules of trust. But suspend your ego, be non-judgmental. Oh, validate others. That was the other one. So here's the 5 rules that Robin Dreeke tells you about in his book Code of Trust, that I read years ago and still use to this day. You suspend your ego, you be non-judgmental, you validate others, you honor reason, and you be generous with your time. That's it. You can read the book and look at how he expands upon it from there, but that's it. When did I show my anxiety pen? I didn't show it. Do you want to? I don't have it. I can. It wasn't my anxiety pen. It was my anxiety pipe. But yes, I just use a regular battery for the other stuff in different strains. But if you learn those and things like another one, Malcolm Gladwell, Blink, Think Without Thinking. That's a good book. It teaches you basically how to trust yourself, how to trust your intuition, learn how to trust that spidey sense, and how to develop it. Let's see, what else? I already said Social Engineering and Human Hacking by Christopher Hadnagy is another one. Okay. So, yeah, here, I'll show it. 1 second. This is the case. These are $25. Okay. The case has room for this, and there's also has room for screens on the bottom. Comes with it. And this little svelte little guy splits in half horizontally. It has a magnetic top on it. Has a magnetic top on it that swivels. So yeah, they're fucking super svelte. Can tuck in, and the magnet holds it in place. It's got little ridges that kind of hold the swivel in place. So if you pop it in your pocket or in a purse or something at the bottom, it's not going to accidentally open up. It takes a little bit of effort to swivel it. But yeah, deep bowl too. Let's see. Any other questions? You know, I don't know. I think that there's, with autistic people, I think that we're highly sensitive to just the world around us for a reason. The reason why a lot of us are, think about this. The reason why a lot of them, it took me decades to be able to articulate this in the way that I do, and as smoothly as I do, as you can tell, I'm practiced doing it. And the difficulty is having to think a few sentences ahead of everything you say, because I have 3 major splinter skills that have been, confirmed by UNLV, the practice. I'm confirmed genius, almost savant, but only in specific areas. What it is, they're fluid reasoning, which is the ability, essentially, if you throw me into a lake, or, throw me into a difficult project, basically the deep end, there is a 95% chance that I will come up with as good or better of a conclusion, as long as there are no colloquial or academic limitations, like requirements, or not limitations, but requirements. Basically, when it comes to common sense and reasoning and being able to think my way out of a MacGyver shit, my way out of it, I'm better than 95%. 95 percentile is what it is. The other is inductive reasoning, the ability to logically follow paths and draw conclusions from limited knowledge. Fluid and also working spatial memory, which is where my eidetic memory comes in. So that's why I have no friends. But think about it, if you're hanging out with friends on some night and you want the one guy who's basically a living tape recorder, nah. It's a different vibe, and you have to be okay with that. You don't try and push your way into where you're not invited. And it's hard to understand where you're not invited sometimes when you're autistic. I'm not lonely about it. It doesn't bother me. I was long ago, but you just learn to be comfortable with yourself. So it's something that I think a lot of people could learn from. I think that a lot of people show characteristics of autism that are very common, but the difficulty is the extreme at which they feel it. Like, for example, there's a difference between being sad and being depressed. And then there's even worse, if you've got borderline personality disorder, it's even more extreme. So it's just the different levels of it. I would probably, if I have more time, if you know someone and if you got a channel and want to be a tour guide or can hook the shit up, I just don't want to do the overhead and shit. If you get me 50 people and line them up down here, I'm already got 98 on here. I had hundreds earlier. It's kind of like being a tour guide anyway. I know what a lot of these buildings were 20 years ago when I got here, so I can still tell you what it's like what they smell like inside. Ugh. When we were at the D, in 2010 when I was at the D, I worked from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. I was a floor supervisor. I taught some of the cowgirls that still work there. And we would get off work at 3 a.m. There's a guy by the name of Carlos. Old fucking Cuban dude. If you see him, he might still be at Four Queens. He's got a bald head. Looks like he fucking stepped out of a fucking Havana lounge. Is kind of what the vibes that this guy gives off. And we would walk from Binion's down to Golden Gate, where they would give us $1 beers and $2 shots every morning with half a dozen of the cowgirls that got off their shift after they're done counting their tokes. And we would stay down there. We would sometimes go over to a strip club and do body shots off of them until 6 or 8 a.m. and see the sunrise, as we come out. It was nasty. It's crazy. But that was our life. And I realized by the time I hit 30, I was like, I can't fucking keep doing this. I'm going to die. You get up the next day, lather, rinse, repeat. It's nuts. But it was fun. I tell you what, I wish I was as socially comfortable as I am now. I was an asshole back then too. I could have made so much more of it. Oh my God, I was such an asshole. I really was. Fuck half the women there. I dressed really well. I've got style. I had people teach me how to style. Not those that share my same skin tone, by the way. That taught me style. and half the staff there thought I was gay. Not a bad thing. It's just I looked that good. I was that well maintained. So. But all right, I am getting ready to take off. You have fun, everyone. Stay safe out there. If you want any other tips, you know, where to find good products and that, email me, buddy@buddy.vegas. Oh yeah, you got it. That's what I didn't learn. We have injected it into our kids that you need to live your life before you have kids. You need to do all the cool shit first. So, but no, thank you guys ever again. Thank you. I will see you Saturday morning. Thank you. Well, if you want, I'll start having more talks like this. I'll give you another quote here. Let's see. What's one I can think of? Okay, here's a good one. The future is The future is a randomness of 1,000 different threads in all directions, and yet the past is a fabric that cannot be rewoven. How's that? Have a good one. Enjoy your day, guys. See ya.